Are you dealing with some edgy American teenagers who idolize the Soviet Union? Well, you're in luck. We've got just the right thing for you. Anti-commie jokes. Straight from the true hardworking people of the Soviet Union. These jokes may be discreet enough to even say them in public. You can't even hold up a bank card with the word peace up in some parts of the world without being taken by the FSB to have a preventive conversation. Or if you can't even hold up a random sign.
Два слова. Это сейчас арестуют или нет?
Вас уже задерживают.
You may implement these little jokes into your everyday conversations to remind us of the heritage of the Soviet people, the art of criticizing the things that cannot be criticized. Today in the studio we have two regular individuals discussing the Soviet Union, now in ruins. Or is it? So, let's start with the basics. Who should be considered communists? Well, those who read the works of Marxism and Leninism in the classics. And who are anti-communists? Well, first of all, I'm not anti-anything. I'm just a regular person who has been caught in the middle of it all. Yeah, the classics, I've read them too. The difference between me and her is that I actually understood what I read. I understood what I read. Hegel decided the dialectic as a dynamic interplay of opposing forces culminating in a synthesis that transcends and subsumes the contradictions inherent in the preceding moments. So does Marxism evoke a dialectical movement within the socio-economic sphere. The bourgeois domination propels humanity towards a harmonious socio-economic equilibrium devoid of class stratification. Wow, did you memorize all that? No, this is just the basis of the Marxism and Leninism theory. Well, what do you like about the Soviet Union? Well, you know the whole authoritarian regime thing? I mean, yeah, it might seem strict, but they were just trying to keep everything in order. You can't have everyone going around doing their own thing, right? It's like having a team with no coach. Chaos. The Soviet leaders were just making sure that everyone was on the same page, working towards that common goal of a communist utopia. You know, I actually know Lenin personally. This little guy, my mom bought him in Moscow, and he's called Lennon. He's a cool guy, but you know, when I used to play with him when I was like a little girl, and sometimes at night he just kept whispering things to me like, "Workers of the world, unite. The proletarians have nothing to lose, but they're chained. We all have some monkeys in our life telling us to overthrow the means of production. That's fine." Why were there elections in the first place if truly there was only one authoritarian party? Well, no, there were multiple parties. One was in power and the others were in the camps. Because every citizen has the right to choose either the Communist Party or the Gulag. And you know, the elections were actually a driving force in the Soviet Union. When the elections were over, so were the workers' wages, gas, electricity, water, and a lot of the food. Everyone was always waiting for the next elections. Well, but there was a lot of economic growth in the Soviet Union. There were a lot of technological advancements. The Soviet Union was the first to achieve significant steps in the space race, sending the first satellite as well as the first human into space. They almost would have sent people to the moon. Why didn't they? Because they were afraid they wouldn't come back. Can't send the KGB to the moon. Why would they send KGB to the moon? What? Yeah, but you must agree that the camps were a terrible violation of the basic human rights. You know, the conditions aren't actually as bad as we're told. The Siberian forests are beautiful, especially in the summertime. I'd like to visit one day. That's true. One citizen in the USSR had doubts about the camp's conditions, and he was immediately given the chance to make sure of it himself. The man liked the camp so much that he stayed there for the rest of his life. Why are you talking so weirdly? You do realize that both the constitutions of the US and the USSR guarantee the freedom of speech. Yes, but the Constitution of the USA also guarantees freedom after the speech. You can say anything once if you're brave enough. Why are you making these stupid jokes? Well, because the topic today is the Soviet Union. You know, they love these jokes over there so much that they even held a competition to find the best one. The first place got 25 years, the second place 20 years, and for the special prizes, 15 years each. You know, this. You and your jokes. You're not trying to have a debate, you're just here to make fun of me. I don't want any of this woke shit around here. You know, Prigozhin already sent his herd of monkeys to take the Kremlin, and look what happened. That plane has crashed already. And all the other plans have fallen out the window. But you know, you can always go to Russia if you feel like that's the life for you. Just be sure to sign the loyalty agreement promising not to ever criticize any of the decisions made by the Russian Federation. First time on live TV, anti-commie jokes. Because being secretive is in the blood of the ex-Soviet people. Some claims are just so absurd or life-threatening that the only thing that helps are anti-commie jokes. Thank you for watching.